get some folks waiting for us too. GM, we are live with Melissa Burr, filling in for the
Hello.
vacationing Adrian, and I'm so excited. It's a perfect day to do this because we have so much happening in the Betterment universe and the poker world. So we have or the poker world of Farcaster, I should say. So
Yes.
lots we'll be talking about. Thanks for being here. How are you
I'm
doing
so
this morning?
I am so excited to be here. I get really nervous before these things, but I was like reading Farcast, I was getting ready for the contest, and had all my ducks in a row, and then the internet just didn't work today.
Of course, but of course, right?
But listen, I am thrilled to be here. I'm thrilled to talk
I'm
about
so
Betterment.
excited.
I'm really happy to fill in for Adrian, and I love GM Farcaster and the entire community around it. So I couldn't be happier to be here.
We're so excited to have you here. And we're going to get started in just 40 seconds. So cast out to everybody, tweet, retweet, let everybody know we are live, and we'll be back in 40 seconds. Welcome to GM Farcaster, bringing you everything from breaking news to spicy memes to the deep lore shaping this vibrant digital community. More than just a show, GM Farcaster is your digital third space where the community connects, the stories unfold, and the culture thrives. Whether you're a daily caster or just dropping by, we've got the latest buzz to keep you plugged in. So grab your coffee and let's dive in with your hosts, Nanish Prof and Adrian, for another episode of GM Farcaster. GM Farcaster, and oh no, I lost Burr. What happened?
You just can't make this up. There we are. Okay.
There she is. Okay.
Back.
I'm like, no. What? And I'm still tweeting out. So just tweeted out that we are live and casting out now that we are live. Hopefully I cast out the right one. Last night for poker, I casted out the GM Farcaster info instead of the poker info. And I was like, okay, whoops.
There's so many balls in the air, and some of them are bound to get dropped sometimes.
So many. So let's just get that out to everybody. Let everyone know we are live now. And let me just chatting.
I'm going to say hi to the people in the chat that I see while you're doing that.
Good. Yeah.
Let's see. I see my bestie. I'm Fairy. We see Aquarius, Ham Mama, one of the Hamigos. Looks like Yes to Crypto is here. Oh my gosh, I see so many better folks.
Love it.
It's just I can't.
There's a lot of crossover.
Yeah,
there's a lot of crossover. Love this proof of Burr grind on the timeline. Love it. Love it. Howdy to everybody. And we have so many things to chat about today. Hopefully get a few more folks popping in here. I know Adrian is off, so I don't think our notification went out yet for the mini app, so that hopefully everyone caught that we are live. So let's dive in. We are going to start with what we always start with on Wednesdays, and that's the rewards leaderboard. This from Brad Q. Rewards leaderboard results. Looks like we have 4 first-time top 10s. That's kind of fun. Marlo takes number 1, sharing some modeling lore and narrow escape from a bad scene. Erica takes 2 and can buy pair a friend for 2 weeks while she is gone. Speaking of animal friends, Bert Worth survived abandonment and clocked in at number 3. We love to see Bert at the top there. Always so fun. Colfax, our higher friend, went higher to number 4, first top 10, and Jake at number 6 is his first top 10. That's surprising. And at number 9, Accidental Boy Mom for the first time. After many 11s and 12s early on, it's nice to see Karma reverse and put Keckers on a run in the top 10. Down leaderboard, Adrian returns to the top 30 after a long hiatus. It's hard. It's hard, man.
It's hard.
It's hard. And everyone's favorite funny man, Wong, at 27. Meme coveted 69 goes to Lamb Chop. 7 months in, and it's still fun to see first-time reward winners excited for $3 or $5 and cast about it. Let's celebrate with them. So this is so fun to see. I love the rewards. I love seeing who ends up there. I have a lot of JOMO, very little FOMO. We did get this from V, and I want to talk to you about this creator rewards update. Farcaster is changing our rewards program to match how base rewards program works. I was kind of wondering if they were going to do this. Cass posted from the Farcaster app will count towards Farcaster rewards points, while Cass posted from the base app will count towards base rewards system. What if I use Recaster or some other Farcaster app? If you are an indie or early stage team building on the Farcaster protocol, we will include Cass from your app in the rewards program, which is fantastic. Why are we doing this? Base's new creator program gives out rewards only for Cass from the base app. As of today, Farcaster gives out rewards to any Cass posted from any app. We think a fair approach is for each client to incentivize users to participate in their app. Users benefit from competition between apps and can choose which one they want to participate in. So I think that that's funny. I think this is a good change. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on this?
So I guess it was back when I joined Warpcast. I never really understood the difference between Warpcast and Farcaster, and people called it different things, and I think I just called everything Warpcast. However, with this specific announcement, I realized what the difference was, because they're calling them protocol rewards, but now it's open to base, and what's GM Farcast without a little controversy, right? I guess we'll just get into it.
Yeah.
I guess when I paid for the 120 Pro subscription, I thought that it was going to Warpcast rewards, which they were at the time. And now it feels like that 120 is going kind of everywhere. And I guess what it needed to be was take money out of my pocket, and I'll learn what the difference is between the protocol level and stuff. So, but maybe I have it all wrong. Maybe I'm misunderstanding it.
No, I think you're right.
I certainly don't want to slander the base team or any kind of decision, but I guess as a pro user, and I feel like sometimes when you're one of the people that has a lot of followers, it's a privilege. And when things come out that may be questionable, I think it's our responsibility to ask questions and figure out if this is the best for everyone. And so I don't really know. I will give my honest reaction here. I don't really use the base app, and it's just a totally different thing. I use Android, so there's a lot of bugs and a lot of kinks.
Ooh,
and I'm kind of just waiting to get over there when it's all, because I'm too aggravated by everything. So I can't have another thing. I just can't. It's too much. I have technical difficulties.
You don't want her this early. She's just going to be aggravated.
Yeah. So like, instead of me having a bad experience, I'm going to have no experience until it's good.
That's funny. That's
so funny. The best thing about things that I can say about the Farcaster team, Merkel, is that they're constantly iterating. They hear the community, and I know it's a meme, we hear you, but they actually are good at filtering the noise, right? And I think that, all in all, at the end of the day, we're going to get rewarded. It's all free money anyway, so except for the fact that one paid that 120. So that's why I'm asking.
That's a really good point. So when they did launch Pro, I think it did say, now I have to go back and look. I thought it said protocol rewards, but you might be right. It might have said Warpcast rewards at the time.
I'm pretty sure.
I thought it said protocol, but you could be correct.
Well,
also at that point, it was all one thing. So there wasn't, a bigger client out there pulling numbers kind of thing. So
I think
good point.
There was a huge amount of ambiguity what the difference was for people that were not that well versed in crypto and things, but I do know that when the rewards thing came out, it was a W. It was a purple W.
I think you're right. Yeah.
And I'm just here to ask questions. I'm here to ask tough questions. I love the app.
Yeah.
I'm on there every day. But
I think it's a good question. So I think some of the pushback was that the way things were working with, I lost her again. I totally lost her. Oh no.
Okay, we're back.
Come back. Come back. I lost you. Okay, so I'm just going to make this point real quick. So I think the sort of debate with TBA coming online and doing their own rewards was that people who were posting on the base app were getting credit on Farcaster's rewards also, whereas it wasn't going the other way around. So if you were posting on Farcaster, but it was being interacted with on the base app, you weren't getting any benefit to that over there. So I think they're just trying to sort of level the playing field there. But also I do like that they're not penalizing the smaller clients, like giving a little benefit to those smaller clients like Recaster, like Uno that's coming online soon. Because we want there to be competition. I
Sure.
want to see multiple clients. And if you give them a little boost and say, yes, if you're posting from these other smaller clients, yes, you'll still get the reward. Because otherwise, they're not going to use it. No one's going to use
Hmm.
them
Right.
because they're going to feel like, what's the point? I might as well just use the Farcaster. So I appreciate that they're including them. But also, I do think base app is another animal, it's a whole different animal that's going to have a much larger built-in user base to begin with. So I kind of see pulling them out of it, but also I kind of like keeping the small ones in for now, just to allow for some competition and development and see where those go. So
I agree.
I don't know. I think this is a good approach. We'll see how it plays out. But yeah, so new things happening all the time. Um, let's move on. We've got a few other like basic announcements, and then we're going to jump into everything Betterment in just a little bit. Looking for more beta testers for a new, faster casting flow. Please reply if you want to try it out. And then there was another call for traders to try out a new trading flow. And I can't bring this up for some reason. Thank you so much, Farcaster, right now. But so we have two experiments going on right now. One is for a wallet flow, trading flow, and the other is for the casting flow. And I'm actually testing out the wallet flow right now and the trades. And it's interesting. I don't know how much I can say, but I will say that they are attempting to make it cheaper. They want it to be the place where you want to swap, where you want to, do trades. So they're thinking about the flow, they're thinking about the cost, and they're working on all those pieces of the puzzle. So we'll see. We shall
Yeah, I
see.
don't.
Yeah,
They're working on some different wallet things, and Dan actually DM'd me and was asking me a bunch of questions, and I don't think I can share them, but I do know that they're working on a lot under the hood. They're
yeah,
reaching out to users who are using the app frequently for not only just social but trading. And a lot of the questions he asked me were based on how I could feel better about it so I could use it more, right? Because I think everyone uses kind of the Warplet as like this small wallet to grow your rewards, etc. But
right.
it's hard to ignore how easy it is to use on your phone. And I was someone who never used crypto on my phone. I needed a guardrail or else I'd be gambling my ass
Oh,
off
that's
20
funny.
hours a day. So, now that I have this Warplet, this thing is it's just grown into a bigger beast because now I'm just on my phone trading. But, I think that Dan is asking good users some important questions, and
Yeah.
this is when I'm always confident. I'm always confident they're going to find the answer. So, with growing comes some growing pains, and I'm just happy to be part of it and be asked for my input. It feels good.
Yeah, it does. It really does. And if you are, we have two llamas in the chat. That's funny. Um, sorry, got distracted. I was just looking really quick in the chat to see if anyone is also doing any testing. Would love your thoughts on that. I don't know if anyone in our chat is doing any testing on this, but I do think it's interesting. And the other thing I'm comparing it with, I did a swap of a token in the new Farcaster flow, and then I went and did it in TBA. And I will say it's, Farcaster's playing a little catch up with the wallet flow from something that started as a wallet, right? So
Yeah.
Coinbase Wallet has some things that I feel work better, and I was giving
Mhm.
that feedback. I'm like, "Ooh, they have a really nice like confirmation screen where you don't have to go out to base scan and you can see all the details." And I think that's really nice flow. But with the other thing with TBA is the content flow isn't as good. So you've got the flip problem on the other
Yeah.
side. So
Yeah.
you've got like the teams trying to figure out and sort of work towards the competencies of the other right now. And I think on the end of this it's better for all of us because we're going to get better product because of this competition where they're trying to improve the areas where they're not as good. So I think it's good. I think it's a good thing. Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely a good thing. And the one thing I really love about this team is that user experience gets ignored too much.
Yeah.
And being able to test it, like, you and I were having technical difficulties. You got to solve for every
Yeah.
button and make it really clear so we don't bankrupt ourselves. Like, you have to be
Yeah.
very, very specific. And teams that pay attention to that experience and take notes and say, oh, this is not going to work for someone over 40, like, those are the important things to make the whole thing flow.
We are not your typical over 40. I am not. I am definitely not your typical over 40. Okay, a few more things. This, speaking of a TBA, this changes sports betting for me. This is from Shane Mack. I saw Spikeball Chris get a tip from Bracky, and then I can just reply and drop 1 million Bracky on a trade inefficiency. Group chat betting on baseapp.base is an entirely different world. So what's happening, that's the other piece that I think is working a little bit better, or a little more interesting experiment, I should say. It's not working better necessarily, is the group chat over there. And there's some problems with it in terms of like basic chat stuff where messages are disappearing and things like that. Not good. But the agents that you can add into the chat, that part is really great. It is slick. And that's what Shane's talking about. It is built on XMTP, which is Shane's project. So it's of course he's going to be looking at this closely, but I think there is something to this with the agents, especially an agent like Bracky, where we know from being in the OG Bracky chat, like there's a lot of a lot of people going back and forth, making suggestions, razzing each other, all those fun things. So you can see how that's going to work really well in that type of a group chat, or an alpha chat, where you're trading tips and things like that, and sharing, hey, I just heard this is happening, and then being able to just bring banker into the chat and buy the coin. I think there's a lot to that. It's a little bit more, obviously a sophisticated crypto user kind of thing, but what else can we do, I guess, is the question. Can it be consumer products and recommendations, and here you go, and very quick, being able to buy with an agent kind of thing? I think there's a lot to that. So we'll see. We shall see, but it's exciting.
I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Shane and TLDR. I think they're both extremely smart, and if that's the one thing about Base is, like, you have all these incredibly smart people, and they're all willing to work together, right? I've had one-on-one conversations with like so many different people that I didn't even think would ever talk to me, but it's crazy because the social aspect, gambling, and like kind of muddying it all up into one thing is a huge task. It's a huge build.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, and related to this is from 0x Luau. There are already some AI agents on Base App, and I'm sure more are coming with rich, varied features. Who's going to be the next breakout? So similar just to what we were just talking about. But yeah, I think Bracky is a unique situation. And I don't know if you saw the other day, I had Bracky just jumped into a conversation that I was having with Burtworst, and I was talking about my dog Mookie, and it saw the word Mookie and immediately started giving like stats about Mookie bets and offering me, like, you should be, do you want to bet on the Dodgers? Just like, Bracky,
that's amazing.
No. But it was really interesting. Yeah.
Bracky jumps into conversations. It's pretty smart, right? You're trying to get, exposure to your app, and here comes the bot just bursting into a conversation. Yeah. It's so smart. It's really good.
It really, and it was really funny because it had nothing to do with what I was talking about. But at the same rate, I was kind of like, oh, I haven't bet on MLB yet. I should probably go check.
It's
real, I was like, okay, but it was really funny. So I think we're going to just see agents taking off even more so, and I think that's really exciting. It's a little nerve-wracking. Everything's a little nerve-wracking and exciting at the same time. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. And speaking of Base and Coinbase, there was a Farcaster AMA with Brian Armstrong, and it was pretty fun. there was a lot of really fun things. He did answer my question. I had asked what other regulation you're bullish on. And he said market structure regulation legislation is the next major piece we need to land. So I need to look into that. He also had a few other conversations here. This was TLDR's question was crypto has truly made it when? And he answered, it will always be a spectrum, not a sudden moment in time. But one goal I've had for a long time, what I frequently write down is I want to get 1 billion people accessing an open financial system through our products every day. Or as Jesse puts it, bring 1 billion people on chain.
Mhm.
But Brian has the little more academic, esoteric explanation to what Jesse says all the time. And I really loved this. He continued on. When we do this, I feel like getting to 50% of the global population would be possible as a next step. These are some big ass goals. These are
They're
some
huge.
big ass goals
They're
these people
huge
are shooting for. Like
for
massive.
an
Yeah.
industry where you can click something bad and lose all of your money. This is really ambitious.
Yeah. That's an excellent point. And then we had this question from Rev. Can you share a personal or business story that has shaped you but hasn't been publicly shared before? And I'm not going to read this, but go ahead and give it a look. He talked about when he was in high school, starting a business and having his founder steal $3,000 and a few other things he learned from
Mm.
that, having their PayPal account shut down. So that and then taking those lessons and that's sort of leading to building Coinbase and building on crypto. So this AMA was really fun. Go check it out. There's some really great questions. He does actually talk about his hair as well in here. And that when he started shaving it, and I'm just gonna say, I love a bald man. I love a bald man. So there you go. Just my personal taste. So don't go trying to grow that hair. Just shave it. It's much better. Just there you go. We love it, Brian. We love it. I had a friend who went bald really young. It was actually I think this is probably where the bald thing comes from for me. Because it was like the first guy I ever kissed, right? And he went bald really young. And his joke was that, grass doesn't grow on a busy street. So there you go. There you go, Brian. Grass doesn't grow on a busy street. You're just too much going on up there. Can't keep the hair. Too much going on.
I really hope Brian watches this because he's really gotten showered with compliments. Brian, you can skip the first 10 minutes though. You don't need to hear any of that. Yeah.
I'll add it in the chapters. A few more things. This from Sahil. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. PT, which I think is today in a couple hours, I think. We'll share how we plan to grow Farcaster channels with Cura. We'll go over easy and direct onboarding to channels, new and existing Farcaster users, mobile UX at par with other consumer apps, in-app notifications to channel users, auto post schedule cast, channel incentives, and automatic weekly leaderboard rewards. If you manage a channel or want to build, oh no, it was yesterday. It was yesterday, but go check this out. And I was like, what day is this? No, it's today. It is today. Today's Wednesday. What day is this? It's today. So go check this out. And this is another reason why I do like the idea of giving rewards to the smaller clients and allowing them to tap into those rewards, because like Cure is another, cool thing that they're building. They're the only ones focusing on channels. And I don't want to see, people shy away because they want to get a reward somewhere else. So anyway, very cool. Great to see Sahil. Also Cura, now that Rounds is being phased out and is sunsetting, Cura is a good option for taking that place of that. So go check that out.
Moment in peace for Rounds.
I
just want to shout out everyone who ever worked on it or submitted a round. It was
Seneca,
a really fun, it was a really, really fun experiment. And I got to meet some really incredible people from it. I had the app downloaded on my phone. I didn't use it all of the time, but anytime, one of my friends had a contest go through, it was really smooth and it worked really well. I'm sad to see it go.
I am too. I really loved Prop House. I loved Rounds. There's, it does take a lot of capital to keep those kinds of things going, but I have to say, like, Seneca and I think Solamander also worked on it a little bit. Like, they are pretty crack devs and really incredible work on both those things. I'd love to, I'm sad to see it go, but I'm
Mhm.
glad that Cura is sort of picking up the charge there, and that there's an option to do something similar. This from Farhan. It took us years, but we finally fixed Web3 governance. DaVinci Vote, the new Voctoni's ZK rollup based voting protocol, is now live as Farcaster mini app. No gas fees to cast a vote, on-chain grade security with settlement on Ethereum, anonymous flexible voting, anti-coercion, results encrypted until the end. All of the stuff everyone complains about in blockchain governance solved. So very cool to see this. DAOs are my jam, and voting is always challenging to get people to do it. So the easier you make it, the more likely people will actually participate. So cool to see the development.
One of the first
Whoops,
one,
go ahead.
one of the first things when I got into crypto, the way it helped me understand it was people, when I was asking all these questions like, why do we need this? I was really young, and one of the examples someone gave me was voting, and that's probably the biggest use case I see for validity of voting and all the things that we're experiencing now. It's pretty important, and I guess I'm going on 10 years in crypto now. I have yet to see blockchain really integrated with voting, and it's something from a bigger perspective I would love to see. I would like the legitimacy of elections and things to be recorded on the blockchain forever, because when you talk about crypto, it can't just be passing tokens around. There has to be an underlying case for it, and that's one of them. Aside from the financial crypto rails, voting, on-chain voting, and validity of that is a huge one.
And even though, when we think about this in a very big context of our 50 states voting, that would take a massive lift. But if thinking about it from a smaller perspective of even just, either whether it's schools, whether it's school boards, whether, things like that, from very small perspectives, there's a lot of use cases to this. So really interesting. I do think that is a great use case as well for bigger implementation, and also just for even small countries who have voting, who have a lot of challenges with voting. This could be really useful as well. Yeah. All right. Couple more things. This from Linda coming up. If you are in New York, I think this is in New York. Yes, it is. New York Builder Night event on August 13th, co-hosted with Arbitrum. So GM NYC, we're hosting a Builder Night with Farcaster. Come chat with fellow devs about everything from mini apps to DeFi next Wednesday, August 13th at 6 p.m. Eastern. So very cool. I am jealous often of the people who live in New York because there's always stuff going on. This from Ted. So this is a bigger discussion. So I'm going to go back 3 quote casts in a second. So this is in response to Matthew's original cast here, talking about a bear thesis for creator coins. So I'm going to just read this. Bear thesis for creator coins is that crypto as a subculture and or Coinbase, Zora as platforms have not done nearly enough to educate normie creators on why they should do one in a way that does not feel extractive or scammy. Some questions that one might answer: what do you do with your coin once created? How do you safely exit without burning your audience, e.g. LPing? How are they not extractive? How do you sell that to your audience? What are examples of creators that have done this well? The decision to launch one is the function of one person asking themselves, are the vibes right, before they hit that button? And sans the above, my guess is that the vast majority of good creators will say no. I say this as someone who logged onto Sora last night, saw the CTA to launch a coin, thought about it for a second, and decided not to. All right, I'm going to read these other 2 and then discuss. Counterpoint from Android 16. Normie creators are not meant to grok it initially. It's a paradigm shift into attention markets, and early adopters must enjoy the excess financialization. You can't compete with incumbents via marginal improvements, e.g. payments on chain. You have to do something bold that leverages crypto fully. And then this led to Ted's comment here. Yes, this. If you study sports betting pre-2018, the UX was optimized for insiders, math heavy, weird acronyms, no standardization. Post 2018, the UX shift to serve everyone, which helps supercharge adoption in addition to legalization, especially for younger mobile first users. Same could happen with on-chain content. So, lot to unpack there. We've had a lot of discussions on here in general about content coins, the experiment, all for experiments, but there are challenges with it. And you've had some experience with this in terms of a fan token on Moxie, or in different things. Alpha Friends is another one. Like all these different kinds of approaches and attempts and different ways of doing speaking from the creator coin perspective. So what are your thoughts on this? And jump in the chat too if you have some thoughts on creator coins.
So if any of you were around for when Moxie had launched, I was hugely enthusiastic for it. I couldn't wait. I probably spent the most time thinking about what would happen if I launched my coin. And when I made the decision, I already had a plan. I already knew I didn't have a job. I knew exactly what I was going to do. I was going to do it in stages, but I am not the rule. I'm the exception. And my fan token did really well. Moxie ecosystem aside, we had a lot of fun, but
yeah,
I don't think everyone.
And that's when you launched Burr Friends, or you had already launched it.
No,
or is it when you launched it? It's when you launched it.
I actually launched Burr Friends with Alpha Friends as a way to give back to my Alpha Friends channel, but that didn't get as big as when I fully went nuts with Moxie.
Got it.
And just to give you a breakdown for those who are unfamiliar, basically, if you bought my fan token, you were eligible for bigger prizes in poker. And I thought of all the ways that I could, provide value to people. And at the end of the day, I'm really fun. I know how to have fun with a lot of people, and I know how to do it efficiently. So, we had a ton of people, and I made the barrier of entry low to get into further things. Right. But, I had a whole economy going, and I was interworking with other rewards. And when something like this rolls out, you have a few Burrs that will come through the woodwork with a whole plan and an idea, and one that will get executed. But for every one Burr, there's 100 people looking to exploit it and take advantage of it, which is what happened with Moxie. So I feel like when we talk about things from a broad perspective, and we're talking about 1 billion, creators on chain, it's so incredibly ambitious. I can't wrap my mind around 100 people launching creator coins and 10 of them having something behind it. But that's not to say, like, I'm the proof that can happen. But for the same reasons that I didn't launch my Moxie coin right away, or I thought about it, I have not launched a Cure coin. And I've always said I don't want a coin. I stay on the right side of the law. I don't want any confusion. So there's a lot of regulation things that they have to suss out. And I think they're getting further into that. I just think it's really early. And if you're going to play in this atmosphere, you're going to face a lot of challenges. You're going to face bad intentions, miscommunication, all these different things that can go wrong with any one project. And I think anybody that has a project would tell you the stress levels are probably not worth, the juice is not worth the squeeze, unless you know that you're going to be successful. Like if you asked, Seneca about rounds, what he would do differently, we would all do things differently. But, I think there's bad intentions when it comes to these things. And they're right. There's no real flywheel to avoid dumping on your fans. Like I didn't sell my fan tokens. I took an L, my own personal one. So until those guardrails make people feel safer, and I think that's the key. You have to make people feel safe in these environments. And right now, I'm glad to see that they fixed the button, because I wasn't even going to open the Zora app. I did not want to go in. Like, I was definitely afraid.
After I saw the Jack Butcher thing, I'm like, oh, that's not good.
I started asking questions, and then before I know it, Jesse or somebody responded. They're like, we fixed it for the long hold. I'm like, and things like that are necessary, right? As a result of Jack Butcher launching his, now we have a long press. You can't launch your token. I'm still scared. I didn't open the app, but I think there's a huge potential. But I think that it's important for people that are playing in that environment to be aware of what the true environment really is.
Absolutely. And I think that, I've had similar feelings, because someone's like, why haven't you launched your thing yet? I'm like, I just haven't. I've had the same hesitation that I had about Moxie. So going back to that, I really pushed back on launching a fan token. at the time because I didn't want to do it. I just didn't want the responsibility of it. I didn't have a good idea, like all of that. So I was like, I don't want to do it. I think the goal and the approach that Jesse's trying to get to is having it matter a little less, like having it not be this massive lift and have it be just very natural for everyone has a token kind of thing, and every piece of content can be tokenized, and have it be less of a huge deal and feel like a weight on somebody. I just don't think we're there yet. And I think if you have a bit of a following, especially if you think about someone who's a big name creator, Mr. Beast coming on and dropping a token, get it. Like that is going to be a massive responsibility on him. Even if we talk about meme coins that are now not securities, according to the SEC, you never know. You
No,
just still have to
don't
be
know.
careful. And it also can damage, even if it's legally fine, it can be damaging to reputation, damaging to brand. You have to be careful. So I think it's helpful to just take a little caution, take a beat, don't rush into things and really kind of just approach it differently. But I have a feeling we're getting close, at least for the Zora coins, to a point where unless you are a massive like celebrity, I think it's going to be not that big a deal to launch your coin anymore. Like people won't get too crazy about it. But I do think from the outside content creators who aren't in crypto, I think there's a long way to go before that's going to make any sense, but I think we're getting there. We're getting there.
If we look back to 2021 NFTs,
Yeah.
they went through the same cycle, right? You looked at a project and people were screaming, "What's utility? What's this?" And it kind of eased off. And towards the end of that run, artists were selling art with the known expectation this is just art. So I think that tokens will follow kind of that same path, but I still think that when you launch something like this, there's a responsibility that you as a person have to accept, and your community really doesn't care. They're going to ask whatever questions they ask, but for me, you only get one reputation in the space. I don't have any alt accounts. It's too much for me to manage. But if you burn that bridge, people will remember. Like I remember all the grifters from 2021. I make it a point to know, so I don't fall for these.
You want to avoid them in the future.
Yeah, exactly.
When they pop up again. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, totally.
But there's huge opportunity. I just think that if you approach these things with skepticism and responsibility, that you'll probably have fun. These things can be fun, and I think that's what Jesse and the base team are trying to do, is get us to have more fun. I think maybe people probably should unclench their shoulder, people like me, and say, more creators are good, right? We're always screaming about good content, and the way to do that is to incentivize people to come here. But it can't be, read a manual because you and I are here, Prof. Like I can't read a manual, and we're gonna fuck it up. So it is what it is.
Yeah, it would just it needs to be easy, and it needs to be, but there has to be a culture shift, and I think we're getting there. Like where I'm less concerned if I went and launched one today that it would even be a big deal. You know what I mean? Like I'm way than I was a year ago, where I had a lot more concern, and also you've got a regulatory change as well. So I think we're getting there. We're definitely getting there.
Yeah, we are.
But really interesting. Okay, we're going to shift gears. It's time to talk a little bit about Better. And we have an announcement to do. We're going to announce the winners of the video contest, and we'll get to that in a second. But 1 million market cap hit, which was exciting. So you started work. So for those who don't know, let's just explain. Better is a project that was launched by Toady Hawk and NetNose. And it is a mini app where you're minting something. It started with pods and it's expanded, but you're minting a piece of content. And in exchange, you're getting to spin a wheel and potentially win some Better token or sometimes other tokens as well. So it hit a 1 million market cap. That was a big old deal. And you came on as the chief fun officer, the CFO. So talk a little bit about what does that mean, and what can we expect from what you're up to with Better?
So about a month ago, actually 1 month ago today, July 7th, I started as the Betterment Chief Fun Officer. And some fun facts about that title. Tony and I were talking about a title, and the first suggestion was like super stuffy, and I'm like, no, 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 you can't give me something that sounds important. Like I want it to be light, and
Something that
Tony
sounds
came up
important.
with Chief Fun Officer, which I thought was perfect.
Yeah.
And I was tasked with a few things. Basically, grow distribution numbers for people who hold better and to have the most fun with the community that I can on the timeline. And that's pretty much that was the instructions. But underlying there is the expectation that the token price will go up. So,
Yeah.
I took what I learned from Burr Friends and basically applied it to Better, because why fix what's not broken? And now, we're just in the full swing of it. Tony and I combined with NetNos is an energy that's pretty infectious. It's hard to
Agree.
ignore
Yeah,
because we're
agree.
pretty loud. We're pretty loud. It's all over the timeline. So, what we're building with Better, I think, aligns with trying to bring a billion creators online, right? The goal is to highlight artists. And I think the reason why it was created was we saw how artists and different people were treated in the space. And it's something that I've always advocated for. I used to work for Accelerate Art, and there's a lot of people that get missed. And we want to highlight all of the creators, right? No matter how many followers you have. So we have a number of series of contests and poker, and we're just having a ton of fun. If you ask me what this looks like in a year, I wouldn't be able to tell you. I take it week to week, but I never forget my objective, which is to have fun.
Awesome. And so you started Better Fold Poker, which happens twice a week. And then you also started doing like secret poker. So one of the big things is if you are holding 50 million better, you're in a special chat. There's like poker games that pop up where you can win some more better token. There's you get early access to the spins each time that happens. And now you're also going to get an option with Tippin, which I'm going to talk about in just a second. But that was, I mean, it's really like the poker fun is it's just fun. It's just fun. So you can go and just play, have fun, win some better. It's like easy peasy. And there's 2 games a week that are open to anybody. And then the secret ones are if you're holding 50 million better or more. And by the way, if you want to hold 50 million better, you better hurry.
Yeah, when I started getting 50 million cost between $50 and $75.
Yeah.
And
I think it was even I think it was even less when I picked up mine. Like I think it was way less. Yeah.
it's just
Crazy.
exploded.
Yeah. It's crazy. So the other big announcement this week was Tippin. So let's talk about, first of all, we had this announcement from Tippin itself. Allocation season 1 is complete. Tippin rewards for season 1 allocators will be claimable in the tippinearn.com mini app tomorrow. Season 2 launches August 12th, and we're extremely excited that the featured app coin will be better. We're adding more allocators to include all better believers, 50 million plus better holders. So the existing tipping allocators, anyone who's been tipping already, will now have better to tip with. And then plus adding in those who are holding 50 million better or more. So this is exciting. This is very exciting. This was also announced by Toady. I just really like the neon, the use of neon here on the Tippin logo. Very funny. So this is super exciting. And then also Toady is tipping within Noise app. So he said, Jam, I just recalibrated my Noise app to send $1 and $2 Noise tips all day long today and tomorrow for quality entries to our Neon Art is Noise art contest. So that's also happening. And I know NetNos and Burberry are doing the same. Tag us with your entries below so we don't miss them. So can you talk a little bit about what this contest, like what you're looking for in this one?
So I'm going to talk about one other task that I had, which was business development and collaborations. And of course, I have a ton of ideas. And the one thing that I think that benefits the Better community is that Toady is so ingrained and has relationships with so many people. So I really want to just highlight the partnership between Tippin and also Noise. Noise is one of our partners for this Neon Art is Noise contest. And for me, more collaborations are better. I want to work with
Yeah.
everybody. I want to partner with everyone. I think what Tippin is doing is fantastic. Noise is always out there, spreading the vibes. Here's tokens for this.
Yeah.
And that's
It's
one of the
great.
things that the better community is going to benefit from, right? All these relationships. Tony and I are in the trenches. We're trying to be friends with everybody and have fun. Um, and that's why we're here today, right? And you're one of
Yeah,
them, right?
exactly. Yeah.
I can't thank you enough. When we drummed up this Get Better Together contest, I had no idea that I would come on GM Farcaster to announce the results, but here we are. I did have the idea to have you be a guest celebrity judge because I wanted to include as many
There it
people
is.
as I could in the process. And so for the Get Better Together contest, we actually let 15 of our top 50 Karma leaders nominate people for this contest. So in order to win, you had to get nominated by your peers, and we had so many great submissions. And
So
all
many
of it
great
is,
submissions. Yeah.
I mean, all of this happens because of collaborations, because people hear of you, and making friends in the space will not be for naught if you do.
Absolutely. And this has been really fun. I love seeing the videos come in. And what you had to do for this contest was create a video, vertical video. What do you want to get better at? Why do you want to get better? How are you going to get better? And who can possibly help you get better? So the 15 nominations came in, and then we chose our top 4. And we have some winners. To announce. So we have the 4 winners. Are you ready? Should
I
I start
am.
showing them? All right. Hold
I,
on one
I just
sec. Go ahead.
one quick thing, the commonalities that I saw between all of the videos were really good points. People talked about being intentional, being consistent, getting better for other people. It was really selfless, and the most commonality between them all is a lot of people admitted this was their first time making a video, a vertical
Yeah,
video.
I
And
saw that.
I could not love that enough, right? Because one of the ways to get better is to push yourself to things that feel unnatural. And I'm so proud of everyone that submitted a video, especially if it was your first one.
Amazing. Okay. So hopefully this is going to work well. Let's see. Let's hope.
Hi.
Okay. Whoops. Hold on one second. So this was Gigi's entry. And this is her entry. And this was, I think it was
NetNose.
pick. So this is NetNose's pick. And hopefully let me know if you guys can't hear this or have any issues. Let me make sure the sound's up. All right, here we go. There's Gigi.
Hi. I want to get better at Italian because I want to go there someday. um, and I'm mostly using the Duolingo app and a lot of PDF books. Not any online courses because I don't have the time and I'm much better at learning things by myself. And who can possibly help me? Anyone who speaks Italian or lives there, and I'd love to connect. And there is something else, but this is more important to me. Thanks.
Love this. This is Gigi, who I've played poker with her the other night. So love to see this. Love to see NHP be one of the winners. And if you speak Italian, go say something to her.
Yes. Gigi, I
Like,
love Gigi. Gigi is a classic example of someone who jumped in with both feet, and she didn't know how to play poker in the beginning. She watched YouTube videos, and here she is participating in a video vertical challenge and winning. And I'm super proud of her.
right, love it. Absolutely love it. This next one was Toadie's pick.
At growing up and being a good doctor and take care of everyone. Because I want to get better at doing all that stuff and Jesus is love us. All that. by being better. You can do this, Mommy.
I can.
Yeah. It's better to be better.
So cute. These
Oh
little
my goodness.
glasses that she made. Is
She
so
made those
cute.
glasses. Like, she said she just took her bluey glasses and they did a construction event. It was a whole thing. And they took, I don't know how to pronounce their name. I want to say as Divinity, like Trinity.
Divinity. It's Divinity, yeah.
But, Toadie's like, no shame. And she was like, no, I wanted to win this contest. It was so, so adorable. And yeah, that was
so
pretty sick.
cute. Absolutely adorable. Loved it. This was one of my, all the ones that won, other ones were ones that I had loved as well. So this was great. Great job. I wonder if the kiddo's going to get to keep the winnings. We'll see. Then we have my pick. Whoops. Which is Beishi.
GM Farcaster, GM Bet Our Community. My name is Beishi. I'm an artist and a songwriter. And this is my Get Bet Art Together challenge submission video. Gotta do better, I gotta do better, I gotta do better. As an artist, one thing I'm always open to is improvements and getting better at what I love doing. I don't have the mentality of whatever I do is perfect. I'm always open to constructive criticism because these are the things that help me get better at my craft and at the way I present myself. I know trying to get better at what I love doing sometimes might be a little challenging, but these are the things that make getting better what's getting better. Of course there will be challenges, and I'm up for it. And as much as I love my craft, I want to be so good at it that once it's time to present myself or to present my craft, I know yes, I've perfected myself to 100%. I love making music and I love getting better at making music. Thank you. To anybody with a constructive review on any of my songs, you're my motivation to get better.
I gotta do better. I gotta do better. There's nothing they can do that I can't do better. Better yet, there's nothing I can do that I can't do better.
So good. Such a
That was a
vibe.
vibe. So
Such a vibe.
he was
Loved it.
nominated by a lot of people. Beishi came up a number of times. And just so everyone knows, the top 15, I had them select multiple people because some people were chosen more than once. And yeah, I loved that one.
I loved that too. By the way, Divinity is in the chat watching. Thank you. We are both watching. She's so excited. Good. Congratulations, Divinity's daughter. Amazing. Love it. So we've got one left. This was yours. By the way, I would have shared this even if he didn't win because
hey, Farcasters, Brad Q coming to you as Noun 472, which is part of my PFP because a couple of years ago I owned part of Noun 472 with about 15 other Nounish builders. My Get Better Together submission is that I would like to get better at understanding the technology that we use on Farcaster and in Web3 and with the blockchain. The reason I'd like to do that is it was my main takeaway from FarCon. As I listened to DWR and Fred Wilson and others talk, I realized that I think too much, that the devs do the technology, and I just worry about communication and curation and things like that. And I realized part of building this new world together is really understanding that technology better. So I'd like to be able to vibe code a mini app, understand the tokenomics better of some things, understand how Clanker works better than I do now, so that I could explain these things very clearly and simply to people who don't yet know what's going on or are just coming into our world. We have a world of resources to do that. I think of people like JC4P, who's got an online course right now for vibe coding. Linda's been great with videos and a vibe coding handbook. And even just watching project builders like Jake with QR, TLDR with Bracky, Toady with Better, I can pick things up, but I need to be more intentional about it so that I can explain it better. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm appreciative of this contest, and I've liked the other submissions that I've seen so far and hope that we all get better together.
I loved this. so much, but
So
I felt like I had a little bias because when he says I used to own Noun 472 with 15 other people, I was one of those other people. That is Boxy. We call him Boxy. And I miss him so, but I loved seeing the box flaps flapping. It was so well done, but also I loved the content of it. Like I loved the sentiment of it that learning more about the technology is something like I always want to do as well, because I'm not a dev, I'm not a techie, so it's stretching your brain. But I feel like in the past, since 2020ish, I have really expanded my brain in that area, and but I can always learn more. So I loved the whole thing. It was great pick.
So I had to pick this one. It just had everything that we asked for. The theme was get better together, and the reason why Brad is doing this is so that he can help others get better.
Yes.
And for me, it really, really
love that. Yes.
at every single point. And also, just being someone in the community, he recapped this contest. He's just a good person to follow, and is a wealth of information and knowledge, and is obviously, you can see, is open to sharing it with other people. So we have one more surprise.
Yep.
We have an honorable mention. And this was an overwhelming favorite with a lot of nominators. It was one of my favorites. And it unfortunately was not one that won, but I felt sent a really good message, and to let the community know that we're going to award a winner because they chose one. That's pretty good.
Okay, hold on. Let me get this up. This one I didn't have ready as downloaded.
It was a last minute decision.
It was a last minute call, so I wasn't quite ready. So I want to make sure I've got it. Hopefully this is loud enough for y'all. Let me make sure we're at the end of it as well. And here we go.
Hello, my name is Fan. Please enjoy. These country roads take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia. Mountain Mama, take me home, country road.
So I love that one too. That was a great one. Great to see sort of like the, day in the life kind of thing too as well. So I saw a few like that where they weren't exactly hitting all the points, but they were really interesting. So there was a few of those.
When I was going through all this, and this Van F City kept coming up, and I kept thinking about what I wanted to do. And the good thing about working with Toady is that you get autonomy to pretty much do what you want. So, I chose an honorable mention. We're going to also award 4.2 million better to this submission also. And one more shout out that a lot of people don't know. I'm in a group chat with 4 people, and one of them is Kagami, and it's Kagami. And I just want to preach about the benefits of being in a solid group chat, because when this idea for a contest come up, I was drawing a blank. I'm like, how can we have the most fun? And I asked the group chat, and Kagami actually came up with this idea. I think it's important to give credit to people who help you get better together. And Kagami and I worked together to put this. They even had suggestions for how to do the video. And I can't appreciate the people that help me in my life get better just so much. It's a real privilege to have friends like that.
I love that. I absolutely love that. And I think this has been just really fun. I love things like this, that people share a little bit of themselves as well. And I feel like that's what we saw in all the winners, is they were sharing what they want to get better at, but they're also sharing a little bit of themselves in their life and what they do sort of offline, if you will, Gigi learning Italian and things like that. So yeah, I think this was really fun. I love your focus on community. I think it's what is most important in driving tokens and attention. So to me, this has been really fun. Thanks for letting me be a part of it. and choose a winner. I enjoyed that. And Brad, I really loved seeing Boxy. I just love seeing Boxy so much. Like it made my day. And thank you also, Brad. Like when he talks about explaining to others, he does that a lot. And he does it very permissionlessly and very like openly. So if you're not following Brad Q, you really should, but also follow all of these folks because they're all amazing. So, and they're creating some really fun content. Okay. What did we miss? What did I forget?
Let me think. I was
It's a lot because you guys are doing a lot.
Oh, okay. So this is the perfect time for this. We talked about partners and collaborations, and one of our partners that's very important to us is Noise. And if you notice a theme, we partner with people who have aligned their vision with us. And right now we have a Neon Art is Noise contest. And again, we're calling all creators. The submissions are due by tomorrow at 8 p.m. And Toady, myself, and NetNose are all loaded up with Noise. We're going to be tipping the entries. And, I think the one thing that's important to note is, while Toadie's doing great things and I'm out here in the trenches, to me, the people are the real asset. Like without a fantastic community, none of this is possible. And so I'm super thrilled to see the community turn out in droves for these contests. And let's be honest, sending out free money is really fun.
It's really fun.
Really
it is
fun.
one of my favorite things to do. Like, and that sounds weird. People might think that's really weird, but I love being able to like give people money. Like that's why I love DGen tipping, especially because it wasn't coming out of my pocket. I like it coming out of my pocket a little less. So I'm really excited for the Better Believers being part of the tippin' like new season, because that to me is going to be really fun. So I love this. I love that so many different things are happening. So if you're an artist, you had an opportunity for this. If you were a creator or just wanted to comment and do the video, you had a chance for that. You have a chance to play some poker and win some better. There's so many different things happening. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun here on the timeline.
It is
Come on
fun.
over.
Farcaster is fun again.
Farcaster's fun again.
Love to see it.
Yeah, me too. Another fun thing that you're helping me out with tomorrow, we have the final Aptus poker game happening that will be streaming right here at 7 p.m. Eastern tomorrow on Thursday, August 7th. And we have 6 players who've made it in. They played in previous games, but they got to get past you for this last. If they want to win, they got to. So let's see if they can do it. We also have a couple other folks from Aptos who are going to join us. JC and Poi Meets World will be there with us, as well as probably a couple other folks. And it's been really fun. To me, this is a really fun way. And you are definitely a huge inspiration for this, but also TED Club Poker early on, of bringing people together over a poker game and just having an opportunity to chat about things and hang and get to know people. You've done amazing job in creating communities that way. I love going into the games. I love playing better fold poker too. Really fun. It really gives you a chance to interact with others in the timeline in a different way. So even if you're not playing tomorrow night, come watch. It's fun. Chat, root on your favorite player. It'll be fun. So I'm excited.
And my message to anyone who has not tried any of these events, poker, creativity, what have you, it just starts with starting. All of these things are free.
Yeah.
There's no entry fee. There's YouTube videos on how to learn poker, but knowing how to play should not be a barrier. And I think everyone can participate, but that on the other side of that, this is why we're running the videos and the art contests, so we can include everybody in this fun environment. So
I love it. I love it. And especially for something like the Better Fold Poker, where you're behind a screen. No one's going to even see you. Like when we're doing it, it's a little different when we're streaming it. You might want to, a little bit of an idea of what you're doing. But we had somebody brand new yesterday. She had never played before. She didn't know what she was from Aptos, so she couldn't win anyway. But she was doing pretty well. She was like, "Oh, I just click buttons. Great, I can click buttons." And it's like, "Yeah, you just click buttons." So if you think about it like that, you're just coming in, you're clicking buttons. You do get to know people a little bit and how they play, and you interact with them, and it's fun. So yeah, check it out. It's a lot of fun, and come watch Aptos Poker tomorrow night. It's going to be super fun. And with that is it from me. What else do we got, Burr, before we wrap?
I have one more thing. I would be remiss if I didn't tease a little something, but we're always cooking up in the betterment community, and we have
alpha.
It might be, but I think this Project S is going to be something that you are going to want to participate in. And one of the things about my favorite mini apps is that they're sticky. And we're working on a way for something fun to do in the app every day that's a non-spin. So
all right.
Keep your eyes peeled. That's coming soon.
That's fun. All right. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what's coming next. I don't even know. I have no idea. I usually know these things. I have no clue. I have no clue what's coming. So that's really exciting. Very fun. Very excited for all the things. GM Farcaster will be back next Wednesday. We're taking a little break. We're off Friday and Monday, and Adrian's traveling. We'll be back Wednesday. But tomorrow we will be back with poker. So don't miss that. And until then, that's it, everybody. With that, we say bye-bye. Thank you, Burr.